we have a new special edition Lexus IS that could spell the end of the IS as we know it, the sports sedan. But I want to show you guys something that just kind of resurfaced. After moving, I stumbled upon quite a few diecast cars that I've had since when I lived in Nebraska, okay? Like the Fast and Furious model. I mean, it's just a bit nerdy. We have Suzuki's S2000 here. I would love for Honda to bring back an S2000. They said they're going to do it fully electric, but hey, the Prelude is coming back. What more can we ask for, essentially? We already have the Type R. I found a Mark IV Supra. I thought that was amazing. Get that out of the woodwork. I found a FJ Cruiser as well, and there's one over here. Hold on. This was a Fast and Furious Model 2 from one of the movies, an early Skyline GTR, maybe one of the first generation. So I thought that was amazing. I didn't even know I had that car. It was still in its packaging. Took it out for Abe. And then can we get a prayer, a hope, just like the S2000, that we can get the Impreza WRX STI wagon back? I mean, we already have the Impreza as a wagon or hatchback thing, all right? But it's soulless. It doesn't have a manual transmission. It's slow as heck. Can we get this back, please? Subaru, are you listening? Probably not, Subaru. For some reason, it's never invited me to any of the press events, all right? And even though I cover them all the time. So here we are, the Climax Edition. And Lexus couldn't name it this year in the United States. So does this look familiar? Well, it should. Last month, let me show you. I was at headquarters for Toyota and Lexus here in North America in Plano, Texas. And they're like, hey, here's the IS 500 Ultimate Edition. I have a separate video for that. All right. Now, Japan is getting an Ultimate Edition too. It's a little bit different than ours. All right. And look, Toyota here in North America gave us 2 images. That's it of this thing. In Japan, go figure. But again, we're like a month into the future compared to when the IS Ultimate Edition launched. But the Climax Edition, this is going to be the butt end of jokes for a while. Maybe I can't even say that. It just never would come here as the Climax Edition, but it is quite humorous. Now, this car is in Incognito. You can see the F-Sport mats. Incognito launched with, it launched with an IS 500 as the color. All right, here's the Climax Edition badge. I have a feeling, no one's going to swap out their Ultimate Edition badges for the Climax Edition badges, but it's pretty cool. I like how the clock has its own details. And then the interior is, other than right-hand drive, it's pretty much exactly the same as what we had on the Ultimate Edition. All right, and then there you can see IS 500 Climax Edition on the startup. It will be Ultimate Edition. And we still have the same Brembo brakes, 6-piston brakes, as well as, the 19-inch forged BBS wheels that the Ultimate Edition has. So same car, different name, different color. Because this is getting wind, and this is the new color here. It's really hard to say what it is. It looks like a light gray. Incognito, here's Incognito, right? Like, which color do you prefer? They're so similar. Do you like a medium gray or a light gray called wind? Which is funny. Remember, the GX 550 Overtrail came out with earth color, which is earth wind. Now we're just waiting on fire. Can we get like a nice molten pearl to join the Lexus lineup next as a fire? The big news isn't this Climax Edition. The big news is what we're hearing from Japan. Yes, there's only 500 of these, which I think there's only 500, of the Ultimate Edition for North America. There's only 500 for Japan. The Climax Edition. But this is what surprised me. MagX, one of the better scoop sites over in Japan for upcoming vehicles. Check this out. They say they have exclusive information here about this IS. Okay, not just the Climax, but surrounding the IS lineup. And it is a bit worrisome for the IS. They're saying the end of production of most models is steadily approaching. The end of production is scheduled for November of this year and is expected to be around June 20th. Guys, at the time of this recording, that's tomorrow, which is also my 10-year anniversary. Happy anniversary to my beautiful wife and mother of my 5 children. And the models that will end production are the IS 500. Now, this is what's crazy. Lexus didn't confirm that the Ultimate Edition would be the last edition. It didn't say it anywhere in the press release. If we go back here, there's nothing in here that says this is the last IS 500. Sales are going, MSRP will be announced closer when the vehicle goes on sale this fall. All right, the models that will end production are the V8 powered IS 500, the V6 powered IS 350. All right, here's what's confusing because in Japan, they have a slightly different products lineup with the IS than we do. Okay, we get the V8, we get the V6, we get a turbo 4-cylinder. Okay, IS 300 rear-wheel drive is a 4-cylinder turbo. And that engine is like ancient. That 2-liter, I forget what it is at this point. The NX used to have it. I forget the code for it. It's a good engine, but it's like at least a generation or two old at this point. Then you have the V6s. Again, old, but I mean, buttery smooth, linear power, like to rev, the two GR engines. Okay, so the 300 all-wheel drive has a 6-speed auto and a V6 with like 268 horsepower. You can get IS 350 all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive 350. Those both have a higher output, 311 or so horsepower V6. Okay, different transmissions between the all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive models, of course. Japan doesn't even get the IS 350 V6s anymore. They haven't for a while. They have an IS 300H and the IS 300 rear-wheel drive 4-cylinder turbo. They're saying the IS 300 turbo is getting discontinued. The IS 300 4-wheel drive model is also getting killed off. So they're saying that the only model going forward is a rear-wheel drive hybrid IS 300H continue to be produced and sold into next year. In other words, the special edition model that debuted this time is effectively the final edition of the IS 500, but there is no mention of end of production. If all that sounds confusing, what does that mean for the United States market? It might mean absolutely nothing. However, I am worried that this could be the last chance with the V8 IS 500. The reason is the RCF was canceled. That used the same engine. If the IS 500 is being killed in Japan, then they would only make the IS 500 for just the United States or North America, I should say. If they're killing off the IS 500 in Japan, I think it's probably a good chance that the 5-liter V8 that we've known and loved throughout the years, from the RCF to the GSF to the original ISF to the IS 500, to the hybrid configurations that we saw in the LS 600, that's also in the Toyota Century sedan hybrid, it's about ready to be killed off, which it's only a matter of time, right? The Land Cruiser lost the V8. The Tundra lost the V8, and I could keep going. I know it's not the same V8, but what about the LC 500? This is what worries me the most. This would be potentially the last vehicle in the entire Lexus lineup and Toyota lineup that has a V8 before the LFR comes out, but that's different. All new generation twin turbo V8, potentially a hybrid on top of that. But naturally aspirated, simple 5-liter V8 with 470 horsepower or so. Is it going to be killed off soon? And is it just the LC 500 that's going to carry the torch for the V8 in the Lexus lineup? I don't think, at least for the United States, I don't see Lexus killing off the IS this fall, like this article is saying, where it's just 500 units of the IS 500, and then you just have rear-wheel drive hybrids. Is it possible? Absolutely. But it doesn't make sense that it would be killed for the United States market entirely. Lexus probably would announce it, like they announced that the RC was being discontinued. All right, MSRP will be announced later when the vehicle goes on sale later this fall in regards to the Ultimate Edition, the one we're getting stateside, not the Climax Edition. Does that mean after they produce the 1,000 or so for the Japanese and the United States market for the IS 500, it is officially discontinued? It could be. But I don't see them getting rid of the IS 350, and I don't see them introducing the IS 300H into our market either. They might kill off the IS 300 rear-wheel drive and just offer IS 300 V6 and IS 350 V6. That is a possibility. Time will tell, though. But we know that this vehicle in its current form, well, it got refreshed around 2021, right? But it's essentially old Lexus technology that's been around since like 2013. So we're 12 years into this product cycle, essentially. This is the 3rd gen IS, right? It's super long in the tooth. It's still one of the best looking cars on the road, in my opinion. It's gorgeous. The interior is very, very dated, but the IS still, I think, sells pretty well for Lexus, at least in the United States. It's been discontinued in many parts of the world, though, because it doesn't meet safety regulations, especially in Australia. Doesn't meet emissions regulations in other parts of the world, too. Lexus, they've showed concepts of potential replacements, but is the LFZC fully electric going to be the direct replacement of this car? That car comes out in 2027. So they can't not have an entry-level sedan in their lineup, right? They can't leave that chasm there. Just like, the ES, the new ES is huge. It's essentially an LS, as the LS is likely to be discontinued. So the IS has to go on, in my opinion, at least for a couple more years. Look, we're hot off the press of Audi saying, fully EVs out the window. We're going to keep making combustion cars. Lexus, they never committed to, well, they have. I should step back. Lexus wants to be fully electric in North America, China, and Europe by 2030. If Audi is saying they're not going there, it's only a matter of time before Lexus says the same thing. And does that mean this IS will get a new lease on life for a 4th refresh? Who knows? I mean, it could. It's a prime candidate for Toyota's new engines. The 8-speed auto, it's getting old though. And maybe they just pay ZF to get the 8-speed auto that you see in the Supra and the BMW products. A lot of rear-wheel drive products, even like the Hellcats, for example, use a 8-speed ZF. But the inline 4, their new inline 4 would be amazing in this IS. 400 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque. It would absolutely dust the V6. It wouldn't sound as good, but the performance you would get out of it is going to be bonkers. And could they hybridize it? Is this platform too old to hybridize? No. Well, they have a hybrid currently. Is it too old to have a next-gen hybrid? I don't know. You would think that Toyota, Lexus, they just need to rework the interior of this vehicle. The styling's amazing. They don't need to change much there. Give it some fresh new powertrains, even though I know a lot of you would lament over the V8 and the V6 being gone. But I think more of us would lament over an internal combustion IS being gone in favor for a battery electric one. Fine, bring the LFZC, fill that niche with your gigacasting and your software-defined vehicles. There's a niche for it, and it'll get bigger over time. But internal combustion IS, I don't want to go away. All right, I'll see you guys in the comments. This is quite long-winded. Long live the IS, long live the V8 and the V6. Hopefully what they get in Japan is not what we're going to get here. More than likely it's getting discontinued in Japan besides the hybrid, rear-wheel drive, and the V8. And this is the last chance at your V8, more than likely. But we don't have any official word from Lexus. So thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay tuned for more Lexus updates here on the channel. Hopefully I can drive the ES. Well, it's not available to early next year, so I don't know. Maybe I'll get a chance to drive the RZ 550e F-Sport Performance sometime this year. So stay tuned for that. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe out there and have a great day. Peace.